Alright, enough of that. Okay, so today we are doing my July wrap-up. I know in the past I've done 2 months at a time when I do my wrap-ups, but I've decided I don't want to do that anymore because, you know, I am nothing if not inconsistent. But anyway, yeah, we're doing my July wrap-up. I read a total of 7 books in July, and I'm currently in the middle of another book. Yeah, let's get into my July wrap-up. Okay, so the first book we're going to talk about is a book that I started in June and intended on finishing in June, but didn't end up finishing until this month, and that is The Fairy Bargains of Prospect Hill by Rowena Miller. Yeah, I ended up giving this one a 4-star. It wasn't as whimsical as I wanted it to be, and it was good. It was just kind of bleak and sad, and it wasn't the fun, whimsical fairy time that I wanted to have. But it was still like a good book. Like the characters were great. The like challenges that both of these sisters in the book had to go through were really great, and well, they weren't great. They were they were not great because they were challenges, but you know, I thought it was pretty a well done book. But yeah, it just wasn't as whimsical as I wanted it to be. It reminded me a lot, in tonal wise, of what's that book called? The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock. I don't remember the author. I'll pop the cover up. That book, while it had its sort of a magical element to it, it was still very bleak and sad, and it didn't have any whimsy or anything to it. It was still a very good book, but yeah, this book kind of reminded me of it. I just wanted just that little bit more whimsy, a little bit more fun to take away, not to take away, but to kind of balance the topics in the book, I should say. But yeah, 4 stars. It was pretty good. I didn't hate it. But yeah, that's that. Alright, and moving along to Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Second book I read in June. First full book, I guess. But yeah, Yellowface. I also gave this one 4 stars. I thought it was very good. I liked all the commentary, I thought it was very funny. I liked that the main character was very unlikable. Actually, most of the characters in this book are very unlikable, and I really enjoyed that. Sometimes it's fun to read about an unlikable character, because like the whole time you're not rooting for her. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know, you're waiting for it all to fall apart, and I just thought it was really great. One thing why I only gave it 4 stars is that I don't know if this is a spoiler, but towards the end of the book it kind of takes a thriller turn, and I just wish it had dipped a little farther into the thriller aspect. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I liked that the character was very unlikable, and yeah, she doesn't necessarily learn her lesson at the end of the book either, which I kind of enjoyed. Sorry if that's a spoiler, but you know. Yeah, I had a good time. Alright, and the next book I read in July was Shanghai Immortal by A.Y. Chow. This was Fairy Loot book for, I believe it was the book for June. My mind just blanked. I give this one 4 stars. I had a good time. I liked it more than I have the 2 other Fairy Loot books that I received, so that was nice that I actually liked this book and didn't DNF it. But anyway, yeah, I had a good time. I thought it was really fun. I liked the characters, although the main character, she felt very young. Like this is supposed to be like an adult book. Like, I have the adult subscription for Fairy Loot. I've mentioned this before, that it's bothering me that a lot of the books that have been coming out in fairly recently have been categorized as both YA and adult, and it's kind of rubbing me the wrong way. But anyway, yeah, the main character, she felt kind of young. She did grow throughout the book, which was nice, but still she felt a little young. But I had a good time. I am interested. I'll probably read the sequel. But yeah, 4 stars. It wasn't bad. I just, yeah, just, she felt young. She felt a little young, but I had a good time. It was fun. It was fun. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Move on to a book that nearly destroyed me, which is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Yeah. So I usually stray away from YA these days just because it just doesn't mesh with me anymore. I'm getting too old and crotchety to read YA. But seeing how I loved A River Enchanted and A Fire Endless so much, I figured I might as well give her YA a go because, you know, she has become a trusted author of mine. So yeah, I picked up Divine Rivals, and yeah, it nearly destroyed me. 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I felt like through the whole like last third of the book, I had like big fat, like gravity defying Studio Ghibli tears in my eyes the whole time. Like that, I was trying to read through my big tears. Like it was so good. Yeah, I can't wait for the sequel. I'm excited that the release date got bumped up and don't have to wait until April next year to read it. But oh my gosh, yeah, I don't know if this is really hyped. I mean, I've been seeing a lot about it on Instagram, but that might just be because I was reading it, so like it was like, oh, you're reading this book. But anyway, yeah, this is worth the hype. This is so good. It was so good. It destroyed me. I will be rereading it before the sequel comes out and probably annotating it in the chaotic way that I annotate books. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. Absolutely destroyed me. I like barely spoke for the rest of the evening after I finished this book because I was just so distraught with the ending. Like the last words of, not the epilogue, but the chapter before, I knew what they were gonna be, and it still like wrecked me. Like, oh man. But anyway, this was so good. We're gonna move on. Okay, and I just realized that I was talking about books out of order. I actually read Book Lovers before I finished Divine Rivals. I was reading them at the same time. I was buddy reading this with my buddy, my best friend, and we both ended up really enjoying it. I did post a little video about painting the edges on this one to match the spine, and I did go more in depth into my thoughts, but this one was a 4-star, would have been a 5-star if all the pointless drama that was in the book wasn't there. But yeah, if you want to know more of my thoughts about this book, I will link the video somewhere in the description, maybe. So yeah, I really liked it. I think Nora and Charlie are my favorite couple from her books so far. But yeah, moving on to another Emily Henry that I picked up right after. Also sort of buddy read it with my friend, although I sped through it and left her in the dust on accident. I didn't mean to, I just couldn't put it down. Oops, my pages are stuck together. But anyway, People We Meet on Vacation. I gave this one 5 stars. My first 5-star Emily Henry, even though Poppy and Alex are not my favorite couple. I just loved that this one focused on them. Even though it was a little slow and we did get a lot of flashbacks, I still really appreciated that we got to know Alex and Poppy like to their cores, and we got to know their friendship, and we got to slowly watch them like falling in love with each other but being afraid to like do anything about it. And yeah, I just really loved it. And there was no side character with stupid drama that the main character was stressing out about. Like, that was the main thing why I gave this one 5 stars, was that there was no drama outside of the relationship that we had to focus on. Like, there was no, that's what I like. And that's one of my least favorite, like, this book is very similar to Happy Place in my opinion. But with Happy Place, you had that group of friends and they were all sort of slowly like distancing themselves from each other, and they all had like their own drama and their own things that they were dealing with in their lives. And so the main character, she's like stressed out about her failed relationship and also stressing out about all of her friends who were sort of kind of not friends anymore, and it was just too much. And with this, we're just getting the lovely friendship, the lovely relationship between Alex and Poppy, and we're just focusing on Alex and Poppy in their lives and what they're going through. And I really loved it and appreciated it. My favorite Emily Henry, even though I forgot their names again. Nora and Charlie are my favorite. Kept wanting to say Gus, but Gus is the guy from Beach Read. But anyway, yeah, I also painted the edges on this one. Did not do a video of it, kind of to match the spine. I didn't do the greatest of jobs, but you know, it's cute. I liked it. But anyway, yeah, my favorite Emily Henry so far. 5 stars. And that's all that I read in July, except for the book that I'm in the middle of, which we're going to talk about now. Okay, so I started The Lady of the Lake, the final book in the Witcher saga, apart from, I think there's one more like short story collection after this one. Season of Storms is what it's called, I think. Yeah, I started this last week. There was an ant on my chair. I think last week sometime, and with the intention of finishing it before August, which didn't happen. And I am currently on page 289, just over halfway through. All these tabs are parts where men were just being unnecessarily disgusting, or a woman was described in a gross way. Yeah, I ran out of this color, so I moved on to this dark blue gray. But anyway, yeah, the beginning was rough for me, as you can tell with all of the tabs about men being disgusting. But it's picking up. I'm starting to get interested in the story, and it's definitely more interesting than the last 2 books in the series, which honestly, in my opinion, could have been 1 book because nothing happens in them. It's just a bunch of dudes talking circles around each other and being disgusting. But yeah, this one's actually going somewhere, which is good since it's the final book in the series, and I'm hoping the conclusion is at least a little satisfying. I don't care if all the characters die. That should say something about it, since I don't care about any of these characters anymore. But yeah, anyway, I still haven't watched season 3 of the show yet. Now that I'm almost sort of done with the book, I think I will wait until I'm finished with the book to actually watch the show. And also I'm putting it off because, you know, the reasons. But yeah. So far, it is the best book in the series, in my opinion. That being said, I still have over 200 pages to go. But yeah. Hopefully I'll finish it in August. I think I will. I've been trying to read a chapter a day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you've never read the Witcher books, then you don't know that the chapters are like 50 pages long, each chapter. I am only on chapter 8. I'm on chapter 8, and I'm 289 pages into the book. So, yeah. I mean, there are some chapters that are only like 30 pages, which is nice, but then there's chapters like this one is... Ah, there we go. That's one chapter. It's ridiculous. And it's exhausting because sometimes they put in perspectives that I don't care about. Like, we were reading some dude's perspective and like we met him like maybe twice before, and like 2 books ago maybe. I don't know, maybe he was in the last book. I don't remember. Someone I didn't care about, and it's like, I don't want to read about this person. It's like, get back to like the regular drama. Like, get back to the main characters. Get back to what they're doing. I don't care about anything else. Barely care about the main characters. But anyway, yeah, that's that. So yeah, that was my July wrap up, and that is what I'm currently reading. Oh shoot, just kidding, I forgot a book because I don't have it in person anymore. I also read Shipwrecked by Olivia Dade, and I don't have it in person anymore because I decided just to unhaul the whole series. I gave it 3 stars. It was okay. It was just... it was okay. Like, I just feel like I don't care about stories about famous people. I think that's my biggest hang up with that series. And while like I do appreciate like the fat rep in the books, it's just, I just don't have the energy for unrealistic silliness. Like, you can be silly and still be realistic, I think. I don't know. But it's just, yeah, it was just too much for me. Yeah. It was fine. I gave it 3 stars. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was just like, I was over it. Yeah, and I unhauled the whole series because I'm never gonna reread them. I'm never gonna reread them. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That's my wrap up. 7 books, 2 5 stars, 1 3 star, and the rest are 4 stars, which I think is pretty good. Got a decent chunk of this book done, so that's good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. What was your favorite book that you read in July? Leave a comment. If you want to watch me paint the edges of Book Lovers and do kind of a little rant about it, I will link it somewhere in the description, probably, because that's the only thing I know how to do. I'm not tech savvy. In case you haven't noticed from my boring basic intro, my boring basic outro, I barely know what I'm doing. In case you were wondering, I have no clue. Anyway, yeah, that's that. Leave a like if you want to. Subscribe if you want to. Leave a comment if you want to, you know. It's up to you. It's your choice. Do what you want to do. You do you. Whatever. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day today. It is only 74 degrees and it's August and it feels like fall, and yeah, I just want it to be September. That's why I'm kind of in a fall outfit today with my dark lipstick, which I never wear. I've never worn this lipstick before. I never wear lipstick because I'm so nervous I'm gonna get it all over my face, but I think I'm doing a pretty good job. And it's not even all over my teeth. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's the end of the story. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, good for you. Yeah. What was your favorite book you've read in July? Have you read Divine Rivals? Did it absolutely destroy you like it did me? Yeah. Anyway, goodbye.